Hello guys, welcome into another introduction to Django tutorial. In this tutorial, we are going to see the benefits of Django, install Django env environment, and also start our first Django project. So let's get started. What is Django? Django is basically a high-level Python framework that just encourages rapid development and also writing of clean code and also pragmatic design. What are the main objectives after learning Django? You'll just understand the fundamentals of Django, how to build scalable websites, how to do models and databases, to implement authentication and authorizations, and also to build a RESTful API. So let's get started and install our first Django project. To install our first Django project, we have to create a folder name that will handle our Django project. Then the next thing, we are going to run pip install virtual environment and then also install all the necessary dependencies. So let's get started by creating the first folder here that will house all my Django projects. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to open this in my CMD. I have to right click this, then open it in my CMD, and then we are good to go. So what is the next step that we need to do? The next step that we need to do is install virtual environment. How do we install virtual environment? We do pip install virtual env, and then we wait for it to install. We have already installed, or we have already satisfied that in our local machine. So what next thing are we going to do? We are going to do virtual environment, then create the folder name that we want to do. For example, I can create a blog and call it prog skill, like that, and then we run and then we wait for it to install. Now we have installed in this virtual environment a project that we have called it prog skill. Now what next? We are going to cd into that prog skill and press enter. Then after pressing enter here is where we are going to install our Django project. But before that, let's look into this folder, what this folder contains. So in this folder, when you go into that folder, we have this prog skill here, we have these scripts, and we have everything and these other files here that we have. For now, you can just ignore these files. So what next? The next thing, we are going to start or to activate our virtual environment. How do we really activate our virtual environment? Let's do this. Go to your terminal. Here, go here, and then run scripts and activate /activate. Then we have already activated our virtual environment. The next thing now is to install our Django project here. So what do we do to install our Django project? So the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to look at our documentation here and see what we are going to do next. The next thing that we have to do is actually install Django. To install Django, we are going to run pip install Django. So let's do that. Then here is where we are going to run pip install Django, and then we wait for it to install. We are going to wait for a moment, and then it will be done in just a moment. Now, once everything is good to go, then now we can start our Django project. Now, what do we do next? First, we can explore the files that have been created in our Django project. So what are we going to explore here? Just go into that prog skill, run scripts, and we can see we have Now our Django is already installed. Now what's next? The next thing that we are going to do after installing Django in our project, we are going to do Django admin start a project and then my site's name. My site name stands for any name that you want to do. You can create a folder, just name it your name, anything, but for now let's call it my site. So let's go back to our terminal and then go to our terminal and type Django admin start project and give it a project name. For now we are going to call it my site. Then our Django project is already created. Let's go into our folder and see we have this site directory that has been created. Now here, this file here, you can just rename it to a name of your choice. Here we have the manage.py that will enable or will run this file or this script, and then it will help us now start our first Django project. So let's do that. So the next thing that we are going to do is run our Django project. So we are going to do Python manage.py run server. So let's go to our terminal and then we have to cd into my site. Then we are going to do Python. After you cd into my site, we are going to do Python manage.py then run server. After we run Python manage.py run server, we are provided with this URL here. Just click this URL here, control click, and then it will redirect you to your Django project. And now we have our Django project running. Now in the next tutorial, we are going to begin creating our blog. Thank you. See you in the next one.